Hi guys, I've just received the Apple Airpods Pro, and I know I'm late to the party, but these little guys have blown me away. I can't believe how much technology Apple have packed into these things. Sound quality is barely even a factor. Yes, it is. That's what earbuds are for. So I tried the original AirPods about a year ago, and I was actually amazed at how good they sound. The only real complaint I had was how they look. You know what that looks like, don't you? Aside from that, I actually thought that the AirPods were absolutely incredible. So when Soundcore got in touch and said they wanted to send me their latest Liberty Air 2 Pros, I said, okay. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to buy Apple's AirPod Pros for comparison. And I think I heard Soundcore's buttocks clench from the other side of the planet. But here we are, £200 versus £130, and I'm going to be comparing everything from battery life to noise cancellation to every feature that these things have to tell you whether they are actually worth £200. They're not.
In the blue corner, weighing 5 grams, it's Lady Liberty! Because women can be boxers too, we're not sexist. In the red corner, weighing in at 6 grams, I can't be asked to come up with a name. How about Lady Pricey Bastard?
So both earbuds actually weigh about the same amount, with the Soundcores having a slight edge of 1 gram. But aside from that, they both have a sensor to pause music when you remove them from your ears, they both have a wireless charging case, they both have Bluetooth 5.0, and they're both IPX4 sweatproof. I don't know how to visualize that. That face isn't because of this. Nickelback. And they both have active noise cancellation, but this is where things start to slightly differ. Now, my little sister has never tried active noise cancellation earbuds before, so I gave them to her and I sat just over the other side of the room, and she was like, "Oh my god, they're amazing! Stop pretending to speak! Oh my god!" My sister doesn't talk like that, she's 27. There are people in the comments section right now going, "Oh, your sister's hot." That's me. That's me in a wig. But she did genuinely sit only a few feet away from me, saying she could not hear a word I was saying when she had the Soundcores in. The same was not true of the Apple AirPods. The Apple AirPods do block out noise and they do a really good job, just not as good as the Soundcores. Looks-wise, the Apple Airpods Pro are a very understated design and kind of already are starting to look a little bit dated because, well, they're just earphones from the 90s with the cords cut off. And the Soundcores, on the other hand, remind me of a 90s businessman placing calls on his Bluetooth headset. Yeah, you're fired. I happen to like looking like a 90s businessman. And this is more of a personal preference thing anyway. I can't sit here going, "Oh, go to award a winner's cup to the one that looks the nicest," because it's just my opinion anyway. But you know what? I'm going to do exactly that, because Apple only give you one colour, and this bugs the life out of me. Apple, stop being a bunch of knobs. What? I'm not a knob! My legal representation wishes me to inform you that Apple are not literally penises. Knobs. Winner, Soundcore. Onto the stuff that doesn't really matter, such as sound quality. It's an actual thing. I watched an actual YouTube video where someone said it didn't really matter. All earbuds alter, to some degree, the sound and characteristics of the music you're listening to, so it's very difficult to know what the original artist actually intended you to hear. I have quite a unique perspective on this because I made an album of music here in my studio, and therefore I know exactly what the music is supposed to sound like when I listen to it through a pair of earphones. But don't take my word for it, here is my mate Derek, the binaural microphone, to give you some idea as to the different sonic characteristics of both pairs of buds. So I went through each individual instruments, listening one at a time to the kick drum, snare drum, rhythm guitar, lead guitar, the cymbals, vocals, every instrument on that track, to compare the two earbuds for both clarity and for EQ. I wanted to make sure that these sounded as close as humanly possible to what I had originally intended when I mixed this music in my studio. And the upshot is, the AirPods sound thin. Don't get me wrong, please stop screaming down your keyboard at me. They are great in isolation. It's only really once you start listening to them side by side with something else that you realize there is better stuff out there. And I appreciate that music and sound is an objective thing. Please don't think I'm slagging off your favorite thing ever. I appreciate we all have different tastes, but as the artist that created that piece of music, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt the Soundcore is doing a better job of reproducing my original vision. If you want to know my in-depth thoughts on both, then pause the video now and you can see for yourself exactly what it was I typed during those 25 minutes of listening. Winner, Soundcore. Some people apparently still talk on the phone like it's the 90s. Yeah. I get told off in every review for not telling you what the call quality is like, so I'm just going to let you hear it for yourself. Spoiler alert, they both sound the same. So this is the test with the Apple Earbuds, AirPods, whatever you want to call them. Is the sound quality decent? You be the judge. Let's find out if the sound cores are any different. And this is the Soundcore Liberty Air 2 Pros. Is the sound quality any better? You decide. Winner! Who cares? It's not the 90s. This is the quick fire round then, and then we're done. These are the final aspects of these two pieces of technology for your consideration, ladies and gentlemen. And the first one is battery life. These sound cores last a full 2 hours longer than the AirPods. The gestures are more customizable with 4 slots available and more choice over what can be applied to those slots. And the EQ customization is way better with 8 frequency bands to play with. The sound cores have a lot more features to fiddle around with to get these things to sound the way you want them to sound. On the flip side, the AirPods have the wake word so that you can speak to that weird robot butler that you Apple people like. You've also got the ability to switch audio between your Apple Mac and the phone should the phone ring if you have nothing but Apple products in your environment. The case fits more easily into your pocket, and I find the force sensor on the AirPods slightly more intuitive than those of the Soundcore. So it's not as clear-cut as saying one is definitely 100% better than the other. It really kind of depends on what your personal needs are from a pair of earbuds. Are those things enough to make me turn to the dark side?
Welcome, young Skywalker, to the dark side.
I think what it comes down to is this. Is Apple's robot butler good enough at butling to warrant the extra spend? I mean, I don't think it is on its own, and the other pros of the Apple AirPods for me personally aren't a big enough deal to warrant an extra 80, 70 pounds, whatever it is. Whatever it is, that's a butt ton of money. The extra 2 hours of battery life, the difference of 70 pounds in the price tag, and for me personally, a much, much better listening experience makes it very easy for me personally to crown a winner. Please lower the crown. The Soundcore Liberty 2 Pros that I reviewed previously must be using the same drivers as these because they sound almost identical. The smaller form factor of these though, the slightly less weighty feel of them makes these my new personal favourite. If you're interested in these, there are of course links in the description as always to where you can buy them from. Once again, thank you to Soundcore for sponsoring this video. These are absolutely the best earbuds I've ever heard. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have you got your Apple robot butler bottling something terribly important for you that means that you have to have AirPods? I will soon be trying out the Apple HomePod Mini because I finally decided to buy one and get round to it. It arrived the other day. I should be reviewing that soon. Stay tuned, subscribe for that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That'll tell YouTube's algorithms it was a good video and more people should see it. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. If you ding the bell, it lets YouTube know that you want to be notified when I upload videos. These amazing people here are my patrons from Patreon, and I can't function without them. They're the best people in the world. You can come and be one of those guys at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I will seriously love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my Twitters and my Instagrams, social medias. Come and hang out there and we can be best friends. I'll see you next time. That sound is barely even a factor. Factor. I can't believe how much... Oh my god, they're amazing! Yeah. But I have to give this one to Soundcore. Soundcore. That sounds like some kind of 80s pop ballad band.
Yeah. I think there might be some detergent still in there.